I am very concerned over my sister because she has actually put in an offer for this house. It's £400,000 house. She said she probably won't get it because the house is worth 125, but it was actually on market for 145, and she thinks that her £400,000 offer won't be. But this is just so crazy. I was trying to talk to her. I actually had a very, very, very strong word with her, saying that she will lose all her properties if she takes this. You know, to have 130,000 on a 2 bedroom, to have 150,000 on a 1 bedroom, which is what she's going to have, and then to also have 230,000 on this new 2 bedroom house. And she was just saying, oh, but I want a house, oh, I've got this 2 bedroom and it was so easy. And it's like, well, it's not so easy. You've still got a 25-year mortgage on it, so it's not easy. You have to pay off this mortgage, and then you can say that you own the house. And until you own that house, until you own the house with no mortgage, only then can you say that you have no. She was just thinking, oh, well, I'm paying it off. 500 a month is going towards the interest rate, and £200 a month is going off paying off the interest. And I'm just like, 200 a month. That works out to be about £2,000 a year. So you've got £130 mortgage, and all you're paying off is £2,000 a year to pay off this mortgage. You're not paying this mortgage off. You're basically just paying interest on it. And she's thinking that the house, that 1 bedroom, is going to be interest only, so it's fine. But it's like, it's not. It means that all the money that you're giving them is just money that you're giving them. You might as well be renting that, rather than this, because you're none of that's paying it off. Just because you're not paying off the mortgage, that doesn't mean that. It just means that in 35 years' time, they'll still own your property, or half your property. And then to have this another house that she doesn't know how to manage, she doesn't know how to run, she knows nothing about. She's also autistic, so she can't talk with people. If people go in there and start saying, oh, I can't afford to pay the rent, I can't imagine her really doing that much to actually get them to force them to pay the rent. So she's completely the wrong type of person to be. If the lady downstairs, if the lady next door stops paying, I will be over there and I will be having a strong word with her. My sister won't do that. My sister's just be like, oh, they'll pay it. I don't know. She'll shy off. She's not very sociable, so wouldn't be able to actually have a conversation about why they need to pay and stuff. Or she wouldn't be able to have that kind of conversation. I don't like having that conversation, but I would do it. But Sophie won't, and she's literally very, very serious about this. And Marco's very stupid. He's just like, oh, Sophie makes good decisions. Like, he'll support Sophie's decisions, whatever it be, even though the decisions she's making are actually just going to get her into extremely. She's going to lose all properties. She's going to lose all the properties. She really has been very, very stupid. If she paid off the 130 mortgage, and then waited 2 years until her kids were a little bit older and actually in school, that would be better. Once they're in school, you don't have lots of childcare to pay for. She's just so stupid. She's just so stupid. And I was having a very, very strong word with her. I've had to speak to my dad to see if I can get him. My dad's autistic. He ain't going to be doing anything. He's just going to be like, oh, I don't know what to say to her. And I can't get hold of my mum. She never leaves her phone on. And yeah. But she's going to lose all the properties. And she's just, I don't care. It'd be much nicer to live on government funding, and then I just don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, you have to worry. You have to worry that maybe the government won't be helping you and won't be giving you money. She literally thinks that if she's just living off government funding, then she'll never have to worry about anything, which is just totally opposite. Because when you're living off government funding, the funding might just cut. She's getting PIP, which kind of made sense a few years ago because she was having sort of mental breakdown and making bad decisions and coming in and out of mental hospitals. So that kind of makes sense. But now that she's got a job, and now that she is able to work, well, she might not even have the job for much longer because she's, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but she's about to make the worst decision of her life, and there's nothing I can do to stop her. And it does bother me because. Thing is, though, she got this money only because she wanted to just walk out. When she first got the divorce, she just wanted to walk away and have absolutely nothing to do and just be like, okay, yeah, George can have most of the money. She's got the kid. That's kind of what she said when she first went out, because of her madness and her just. The only reason why she got the money is because my mum spent quite a lot of money on a solicitor to try and get her a good deal. wasn't a particularly good deal, because I'm pretty sure he hid a lot of the money that he'd earned. But she was able to get quite a lot of money, and to think that she's now bought somewhere, very happy, in a good position, got a low, well, it's not a low mortgage, but if she used the money that I could give her, and the 16,000 from the inheritance, you know, if she did that, then and paid off whatever she's managed to make in the last few months, if she did all that and paid off the 130, which she'll probably do in about 2 or 3 years, you know, she'd be in a very good position, because she's got 2 properties that are all hers, no risk of them flying away. But instead, no, she just wants a big house. She wants it right now. She thinks she deserves it because she thinks she's smarter than George, even though George was the one who was making all the money and she wasn't making anything. She literally just said that, you know, I said George made some good decisions, and that's not you. You weren't the one that making. Oh no, I was the one who's making decisions. I was better at spending it. You know, we bought that house, or the flat that they bought. They bought a flat, and it increased about 200,000 in the short time they were living in it, and so she thinks that her decision making is just as good. But I'm just like, yeah, well, now that the house prices are so much more, you won't be buying it at the cheap rate that they were selling them. You'll be buying it at the inflated rate, and not buying it. You'll get better buying it with a. Even my uncle, who is extremely mentally ill, I didn't want to say anything when I spoke to him, and I was like, what's your thoughts on this? And he was just like, I think she's rushing into this and she hasn't thought it through. Even he's very, very bipolar, very mad, and yet even he could see that this was a really bad idea. But my sister, no, not at all. She's just thinking, oh, I want a big house. This person has a big house and she's only a childminder, so I can do it, even though this person bought a house shitty, and then did lots and lots of renovation on it. She doesn't want to buy a shitty house and do it up, renovate it. You know, that's what I would have wanted to do when I become a property developer. You buy a house that no one wants because it's all fallen apart. But I found that actually there was a lot of people doing that, knowing that they can renovate it, but the renovation costs actually were much higher than what you might think. That the profit margin is actually very risky, and all the stuff you see on the TV shows where they buy houses, do them up and sell them up, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people lie about the figures because they don't want to say the truth about how they didn't actually make quite as much as they think. I'm sure some people do. Some people can make smart, good decisions, but some people cannot. And yeah, I had a very, very strong word with her saying, this ain't going to happen. You're not going to do this, and you're going to be homeless. And she was just like, I don't care. Then the government can look after me and everything will be fine. She's just so stupid. I don't know how people could be like her. And it is annoying. I'm not thinking of her. I'm not thinking of her at all, because I don't give a shit. I'm thinking of Leo. You know, Leo. I would like Leo to inherit something off her, and Leo's not going to be able to inherit anything off her if she's just gone and flitted it away by thinking that the banks are on her side. Oh, the banks are going to help me get a nice big house, even though they own half of it, and even though I'm probably not going to be able to pay off 3 large mortgages with this one job that I have, and this couple of inflows of money that probably will end soon. People shouldn't be getting PIP if they don't need it, and if the only reason why they need it is to pay off 3 mortgages that they have because of greed. And why are people like her getting I can understand before when she was mad, but she thinks she's fine. She doesn't even think she's mentally ill. She literally thinks, and she literally said to me that she makes better business decisions than George, even though that's so not the truth.